Hi, my name is Ben Perrin, and I will be drinking an Angry Orchard and trying to remember the characters from Twilight, a movie that I watched 3 years ago and have no recollection of. So, let's see how I do. First up, we got Bella Swan. Of course, I remember Bella. How can I not? Notorious for being a wet log of a human. I don't really have much else to say about her. I watched her give birth. That was unpleasant. Kind of jarring, really. It was a messy affair. And we saw what her offspring ended up looking like. And we'll get to that. Frankly, not a good human. Terrible to her father. And mother, I don't remember if she has a mom. I'm sure that was discussed at some point, but I don't remember that. So, yeah, not my favorite of the characters. In fact, maybe one of my least favorite. Edward Cullen. So, Edward is the correct option. I know they tried to make us think that there was a choice between him and Jacob, but if anyone ever chose Jacob, I think that they should be investigated, potentially, or locked up, just entirely. Jacob is a freak and a weirdo, given the later movies there, because he imprints on a child. I don't care. There was a girl in high school that I was friends with who said that she really liked Jacob and tried to defend the imprinting thing. No. It's weird. It's strange. And I'm talking about, I just realized that I'm on Edward, not Jacob. Also a freak though, because he's like 100 something years old and he goes to high school? Come on, bro. High school? Go to college. Don't go to school. Why do you need to go to school? Is it like the social aspect? You don't speak to anybody. Why are you going to school? Go play like bingo or something with the other geriatrics. You freak? Is it to hit on high schoolers? Disgusting. You are over 100 years old. I don't like either of them. Or Bella. That whole trio is a mess. But Edward is better. He's nicer to Bella. He doesn't do the whole like pity me nice guy thing that Jacob does. He sparkles, so points there. Yeah, Edward's better, but not by much. Next is Jacob. I already touched on him briefly, and I don't want to speak about him anymore. Carlisle. Who's that? Oh, it's Carlisle. Edward's dad, I think. He's a doctor. I think he was cool. I don't know. He gets his head chopped off, but he doesn't because that was just a dream, which, by the way, I hated that. We finally got to the 5th movie, and it's like, oh my god, like, this movie's good. Like, the 5th movie's good. The other 4 are, like, stupid, but at least they're kind of fun, except the second one. They're fun to watch. And the 5th one is fun to watch too, but it's actually kind of good. And you're like, wow. Like, this is a good movie. And then they do this whole battle sequence, and there's stakes. Like, people start dying, and you're like, oh my god, this is like the Red Wedding. Like, this is like Game of Thrones going on here. And you're like, whoa, characters I love are dying. None of it was real. None of it. None of it mattered. That's stupid. That's dumb. I hate that. I don't know why. I don't know why this is. Imagine if in Night at the Museum, right? Halfway through the movie, Ben Stiller wakes up at his desk and is like, "Oh, that wasn't real." And then the rest of the movie is just him being a night guard. That sucks. Like, that's stupid and bad. And nobody likes that. So that's kind of what this was like. I can only imagine what that was like in theaters. Next up, we have Esme Cullen. I'm reading this off of just a Wikipedia page of characters. I have no idea who this is. I don't want to read the description because that kind of defeats the purpose. I have no idea who this is. It's a Cullen. Moving on. Alice Cullen. Oh, she was the one that played in the baseball game, which has that Muse song in it, which was cool. We can all admit that was cool. Vampires playing baseball. See, I wish Twilight did more of that. I wish it was like insert vampires and werewolf into this weird situation instead of what it was, which we all know what Twilight was. But like in Breaking Dawn Part 1, that half of that movie is just a sex scene, and not even like a good one. If they play baseball in that movie, again, I'm there. Hey, I'm there for the baseball. Make them play football, or soccer, or hockey, or like table tennis. Just make them play like sports, and I'm there for that. Alice was good at the baseball game, I remember that. And that's when we meet her Confederate boyfriend. I get it, it's like they're old, and like you can put them into historical stuff. Why did you make him a Confederate? Why did you do that? You could have made him a Union soldier. He could still be in the Civil War. Why was he fighting for the Confederacy? So Alice, I'm sorry, I can't get behind that. You're dating a Confederate. Sorry. Oh, he's not a Confederate anymore. He still killed people for the Confederacy. I cannot get behind that. And sorry, Alice, you chose him. So you're kind of grouped into that. Sorry. Great at baseball, though. Emmett Cullen, this is not real. Emmett, that is not real. I'm gonna move on quickly because I just don't think that's a real thing. Rosalie Hale, I have no idea. I couldn't even like begin to guess who that was. Maybe that's Anna Kendrick's character, like her friend. But she stopped being relevant after the first movie, so I don't know why she would be in the main characters. This is not a main character. I don't know who this is. Moving on. Renesmee! Oh, that's the baby. That is the freak baby that I referenced earlier. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't know who looked at that on set and was like, yeah, that's what we gotta do. Because it was a puppet, I think. Like, I think they did a bit of CGI on it, obviously. But the puppet still kind of looks like that. Who made that? Who made that and then was like, yeah, that's it? Also, looks nothing like Robert Pattinson or Kristen Stewart. Looks nothing like them. In fact, it looks like the opposite like them. Neither of them are redheads. And that baby came out with like a full head of red hair. And bulbous eyes, like massive eyes. And neither of them have eyes that big. I don't know. And that's all the main characters. We'll go over some of the other ones here. Vampires. The Volturi. I remember in the Breaking Dawn Part 2, there was like this weird Italian vampire politics angle. So that's kind of cool. I think these guys were Italian vampires, and they wanted to bring it all back to Rome. Which makes sense, I think. I don't know. Italian vampires. I was kind of into that. I kind of liked that about Twilight. And now we get into some of the humans. We have Charlie, who, let's be honest, can we just agree, like, Charlie is the best character, right? Like, there's no debate about that. Like, he was a great dad, very supportive of Bella. Well, now that I'm saying that out loud, she was in a unique situation. And maybe he was a little too okay with it. The rest of the Wikipedia article has a bunch of names that I don't know, but I can only assume are like her high school friends, which they were fine. I don't know why they hung out with Bella, or anybody hung out with Bella. Bella was like the most, like I said it earlier, wet log of a character ever. Why Jacob and Edward got into this like blood feud about it, I don't know. And her friends in high school also kind of all wanted her, or wanted to be her. I don't get it. I remember a scene where she went on a date with one of the guys in high school, and he like threw up at the movie theater, and then Edward like came and picked her up, and that was just awkward. Why did they do him like that? That was uncalled for, I think. Shout out Anna Kendrick for being Anna Kendrick. I'm a fan. She was a bright spot in these movies, and gone too soon. So with all that being said, that's my recollection of the Twilight characters in the series. I think I did pretty good. I remembered the Confederate guy. I remembered my disdain for Bella, Edward, and Jacob. I remembered the demon baby pretty well. And that's the spark notes of Twilight, I think. Really fun movies, don't get me wrong. They're a great time to watch. Are they good? No. The last one's good until they do the stupid, like, that didn't really happen though thing. Like, come on. If you haven't seen Twilight, you should watch it. Not alone. Don't watch these movies alone. If you watch these alone, more power to you, I guess. But you should watch these with someone else and laugh about it, because they're really stupid, but they're fun. And yeah, if you think Jacob was right, or you're Team Jacob, you need to think long and hard about what you've done to this point that you think that's okay. Matter of fact, if you're Team Edward, you also need to think that way. You also need to sit down with yourself and have a conversation and be like, what brought me here? I'm an independent in this situation. I'm not even Team Bella. She almost eclipses them, huh? Right? I'm Team Charlie, maybe? Yeah, I'm Team Charlie. Or the Italian vampires. They were cool too. So yeah, that's my synopsis of the Twilight characters. Hope you enjoyed.